Ladies and gentlemen, how are we all doing again on this fantastic, beautiful Friday evening? You join me again in the studio writing some, hopefully, cool-ass metal riffs. And this riff is completely done, kind of. It's not really done. I've basically been playing it all of this morning and yesterday to try and flush out a pretty solid riff idea. I say the riff is flushed out. It primarily is, but I want to be able to use like synths in the introduction to try and build up into that first riff that I'm going to play for you now. I have no idea what this tempo is going to be, but I'll play the riff in its rough form now so that you get an idea of what we're going to record. But it goes something like this. I'm thinking of just having on each note just a cymbal crash on the 4, just really groovy style riff. That will then move into the verse section, which I don't know whether this is going to work together, but I was fiddling around with it and I think it might sound okay. But that goes something like this. That then repeats, and then it will have like a final chord of a into a new riff, which either is kind of a breakdown involving that first, but instead of the, it's going to be trying to get that pinch harmonic in there. I think that would sound pretty cool, either as a breakdown later on in the song or in this little demo track that we're doing now. But anyway, we'll get a tempo for this now. I think it is just 100. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's 100. Alright, so we'll just record in that first track now. We'll do a left and a right, as we always do, and then probably get some drums over that. And then move into the next riff. We'll do bass at the end, because that always thickens it up as a whole. Stop chatting, Christian, just play the music. There's our left. Alright, we'll get into some drums behind that, but I definitely think that after this initial riff, it's going to get a lot faster with the really old school metalcore sort of. I say old school, it's not really old school. The really common guitarist drop C tuning metalcore riff. We'll add the drums behind this, and it will probably go something like. I think I quite like the syncopated hi-hat that gives it another extra bit of bounce to it. Okay, done with these drums here. I'm just going to add some bass underneath that as well, just so I get a really good solid idea of what that main riff is going to be. I think once I got a good idea of what that's going to be, anything after that will sort of come together, because this is going to be like the main motif of the song, if you like. It'll keep going back to this riff, because I think it's a bit of a slammer. I'm going to completely change my plan entirely. Fantastic. We're going to copy and paste this over so it repeats. We're going to change the drums up a little bit, and then we're going to do something else. I'm trying to think what would go over this the second time, because I'm assuming it's going to be vocals. Obviously, I'm not going to do that now. Something like that. I don't know, man. And then what I'm thinking, in between those individual chugs, the dum-dum, I'm thinking of having like a very highly EQ'd kind of a lead section going over that, but I don't know what that's going to be, but we'll figure that out as we go. Okay, after that lo-fi bit, I'm thinking of just adding like a drum fill at the end of that. Yeah, we're going to increase the tempo after that last bar. I don't know how much, probably about 115 maybe? Yeah, okay. Let's just try and record that riff in as best we can, and then we'll try and get some cool, fast-paced drums over the top of that. Now for the drums. Oh, that makes it sound really quick. going to do is I'm going to program the bass underneath that, and then I'm going to find a way to make it all merge back into this first riff again. But I'll turn my camera off now because I'm running out of battery, but I'll get back to you once I've done that. Okay, all I've done since I've been away is I've programmed the bass, which is down here, which kind of took a while. As you can see, it's pretty fiddly with all the notes. But put it simply, these just follow the exact same notes that I played on the guitar. All I've then done is I've put the tempo back to what it was originally, and then I've put that initial riff back at the start. Pretty low effort for this video, guys, I'll be honest. But I wanted to get a video out. I thought the riff would be a little bit better than it was. Not too pleased with it in fairness, but I think the more I'm consistent with it, and just posting stuff regardless of whether I like it or not, I think then I'll be closer to the idea of perfect that I'm after. But anyway, we won't listen to this first bar because it's exactly the same, but we'll listen from the repeated first phrase all the way to the end. And if you like it, please do give the video a like if you can. And yeah, enjoy. You get the idea, that just repeats again at the end. Not too shabby, you know, it was okay. Not that impressed with it. What I have learned from this episode is the importance of drums and how much that can just completely change whatever idea you had in your head. Because I had it all planned out, as you'll know from the start of the video. And as I've been recording it and gotten towards the end of it, I'm realising, my plans don't mean shit when it comes to actually writing music, because everything can change. Nothing in my head was to do with a lo-fi guitar with just simple power chords of ba-bum. Never had any thought of doing that. And I'll be honest, as I was recording, I was feeling a little bit peeved off, is a nice way to put it, because it wasn't going to plan. But in the creative process, I suppose you kind of just do have to expect the unexpected in a way. I don't really know. But again, if you like this type of video, guys, please do subscribe if you are new. We're getting close to 300 subscribers, so appreciate all of you and all of the love and support. Still posting every day on my Instagram, TikTok and YouTube Shorts as well. Just following along with the public speaking journey. If you can do that, I would greatly be appreciative. I think that's grammar. Might be wrong. Whatever. Whatever you're doing, guys, enjoy the festive period. This video will come out on Boxing Day, so enjoy whatever you're doing. Hope you had a nice time with loved ones here, there and everywhere, wherever you are. If you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. Will there be a new video before the new year? There might be a new video before the new year. There certainly will be, because I'm not working, so I'm going to have to be able to do something in here, creating more music. So you might get a double upload next week, so stay tuned for that. But anyway, peace and love, guys, and I will see you in the next video.